you better just give 100%. Love what you're doing, where you're at. Because after that moment's gone, it's gone.
Most number of shows you've ever done in a month?
I know I've done 32.
How about in a year?
Over 300.
Describe the feeling of just, as you put it, being tired, lonely, and slapped around by the road.
The road is not, it's like, it looks fun. The pictures, social media, it tells one side of the story. I'm not gonna put me in the shower like, you know, like crying or something, my story. It doesn't happen. Like that happened at certain parts of tour life, you know, just, you know, but it's also like, you have to like, it's all mindset. You have to show up and you have to put on your best face every single night. You have to be able to mask any of the issues, personal, that you're going through, and you gotta entertain them. And that's very hard for a lot of people.
I want to read a few different quotes from your book and kind of get your reaction to each. But you wrote, "I am alone. I mean, I live in a big house, play to big crowds, live a big, full life, but end of the day, it sometimes feels my life is empty." Explain that.
I didn't know we were gonna do a therapy session today. I wrote this book it's almost in a way that I didn't have to explain these things. You know, I'm like, you wanna know about it, just read the book. There's a point where in those moments of loneliness and sadness, I made a decision. I did it instead of being at home and having, you know, potentially a family, like kids running around. I chose this life and I'm on the road a lot. So like whoever I end up dating or whoever becomes part of my life, it's a very like, it's a specialized life. It's only meant for a certain kind of person to be able to live like this, you know?
When I was talking to your mom and sister, that was the one time in the call that both of them got emotional, talking about your schedule and kind of the impact it has.
I don't like them feeling that way, you know? I don't want them to be, because my mom, she's like my emotional support system. So if I feel sad, she'll feel like 10 times more sad. Like, for me, I need to keep them happy and healthy. You know, they're my rock. So, yeah, it's, you know, it's not a normal life.
You said on the topic in your book, and you were like raw and seemed to be brutally honest in it. In the movie of my life that's been playing in my head since I was a kid, I always have a family, I'm a father, and yet in my reality, it should have happened for me by now. You still feel that way? Sometimes.
You know, we all daydream, you know? And I definitely want to have kids. There's no doubt about it, it's gonna happen. But I'm a realist too. So I'm gonna let my instincts run the course of that instead of preparing already, you know? So if I ever have a kid in the future, like, it will do I'll do what I'm supposed to do.
It seems like those that are closest to you, you know, want to see for your own sake, for you to ease up on the schedule some. But on the other hand, you've worked your entire life to get to the point where, you know, you're at the top of your profession.
I really am so lucky. When I'm on the stage, when I'm playing, there's no greater high that I can experience in my life. It is the absolute pinnacle. Drugs cannot reach the high that I'm getting. I am completely sober. I don't drink before shows. I don't do any drugs. I let the moment and the real raw connection I'm having bring me to that level. It's strangers, people I don't know that I'm connecting with in a very intimate way, in a really raw way. When you see someone like crying in the crowd and they're singing your song And they're in this moment of full like freedom. And to connect with that at that moment gives me chills down my spine. That is my ultimate high. And I'm so lucky to do what I do. And at some point in time, I won't be able to do it anymore. Just recently in Newport Beach, I was like bawling my eyes out playing.
Why?
Just like, you just go down the web hole of like how every moment matters. And it makes me think about my mom. Every moment with her matters. It makes me think about my friends that have passed away. And those moments matter because when they're gone forever. So you better just give 100%. Love what you're doing, where you're at. Because after that moment's gone, it's gone.
What about it touches you so much now?
Because I have people in my life that have gone away that I love. And I miss them so much.
When you were up there in Newport Beach recently, do you start thinking of?
I think about my best friend that passed away last year, who gave his entire life to support me. Every moment you have with people you care about, you better give me your 100% of your time. And there, all the times when I didn't, I feel awful. Life is short because it goes so fast. It goes so fast, and then it's gone. And people go away forever. And then you have just those moments. So you just gotta give 100%.
Have you found as you've gotten older and been in the profession for longer, you start to think about that more?
Yeah, there's no doubt that as I've been doing this longer, you gain more wisdom into why. Why do you do all this? I do sacrifice time with the people I care about and I love, and that sucks. That's a really big sacrifice. But, just having like some of the closest people in my life close to me, it's really, really special to me, and I'm really happy about that. So I hope I have a long career with it. There's no expiration date. I love making music. I love performing. I'm just going to continue doing what I love to do. In order to do what I do at the level I'm doing at, you have to train yourself, your mind, your body, your spirit, your mental state like an athlete. I'm training for a perpetual competition all year long. And that requires, not partying. I don't do drugs. Never actually really did them. I had one acid trip when I was 13, and I drank every show for a period of time, and then I stopped. And I still drink to celebrate, to taste, to enjoy. But if anything, I hate to say it, and it's gonna be cheesy, but I drink responsibly.
How do you think success affects you?
Success is a very subjective word. I mean, most people, when they think of success, they think about money. Like, how much money did you make? That is absolutely not the right way to think about success. Success is how you feel about yourself. And success doesn't have to be this grand moment in your life, because that just doesn't happen. There's no grand moment. They're all little moments. I think success, it's like, at the end of the day, it's what you make of it. For me, it's just, finding happiness within yourself.